in today's session of Divorce Court. When Gloria Montoya married Robert, she didn't know she would soon go undercover to spy on him.
What? You were playing detective?
I wanted to prove that he no longer loved me.
But when she set a trap,
She didn't want to take it to the fullest extent, and I told her, take it to where you can have his pants off.
Ooh!
he took the bait.
He's walking in the house with a 12-pack in one hand and a rose in another hand, and I'm in the closet hiding.
Joe, you better give her an application for your team.
And she caught him cheating.
He's rubbing his hand on her. I come out of the closet and I said, bust it.
Mr. Castillo, your game is that bad. So you got an offer and you didn't refuse it.
I'm only human, Your Honor.
Now Gloria Montoya squares off with Robert Castillo in today's session of Divorce Court.
All rise. Court is now in session. Maybelline Ephraim presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is the matter of Robert Castillo versus Gloria Montoya. Mr. Castillo, after
Yes.
10 years, you're ready to end it.
Yes.
Why?
Judge. She left both my boys and myself. Basically, she abandoned us. She.
What do you mean by she abandoned? How did she get out of the
Well,
relationship?
she got up and left with someone who I thought was a friend of mine.
Oh, this gentleman seated over here.
Yes, Judge.
And what do you mean she got up and left? She just got up, put on her clothes, walked out?
She left for the weekend. She made it final. She left my boys and I at home during the holidays. Did her own thing. Left
Did
us.
she
at
tell
home.
you where she was going?
She left to California. Yes.
Did she tell you the marriage was over? Or did she tell you she was going on vacation for the weekend?
No, she said she was leaving with Paul for the weekend.
Oh, and Paul used to be your friend?
Yes,
No, Paul was my friend.
I even have his car stored in the side of my house.
You mean he had the nerve to leave his car there for you?
Well, that was
No.
before I knew what was going on, you know.
Oh, while you storing the car, he's storing up your wife?
Exactly.
No, it's not like
Exactly.
that. No. No, it's not like that.
Not like that? Mm-mm. What is it like, Miss Montoya?
We've been married for 10 years. Out of these 10 years, it's just been hell, okay? I caught him at another woman's house. Okay,
How long
set him
ago?
up. This was 4 years after the marriage.
Gloria.
Okay, I called.
Gloria.
No, Mr. Castillo.
It's my turn now. 2 years after the marriage, I had asked him if he wanted a divorce. He said yes. The following morning, he wakes up. He's like, "No, baby, don't leave me. Please give me another chance."
Because you caught him with another woman?
No, this was before this. 'Cause I had suspicions that he was seeing another person. Okay, so I said, "Fine, okay, we'll work it out." That same day, he goes to work. I said, "You know what? I'm gonna set you up," and I set him up.
You
and
set
he
him
fell
up?
for it. Yes.
You told him you were gonna set him up?
No, I didn't tell him. I just said it to myself. I'm gonna set him up, and he fell for it.
What'd you do?
I
Yes, I did,
I
Your
called
Honor.
a friend and I told her, "Can you find somebody who would see if I want to see if he loves me?" And this
See if
girl,
he loves me.
Yes, this girl calls him up on his beeper and he's flirting with her, saying that he's not married, that he has no kids, and that so she invites him to go over the house. He doesn't even know this lady.
A stranger?
Yes.
He never met her
doesn't even
before?
know this lady. He ends up at her house and I'm in the closet hiding.
Wait a
Okay?
minute. But
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What? You were playing detective?
Yes.
But wait a minute. How did the lady get his beeper number?
I gave
She
I
gave
gave
it
her
to
the
her.
number.
And your friend gave you the lady's address?
Yes.
And
she
you
told
guys
me
all places off?
She said, I have a friend that would do it for you. Who would?
And your husband went for that?
Yeah, he fell for it.
He didn't
walks
even
in
ask the woman, how'd you get my
He's
number?
walking in the house with a 12-pack in one hand and a rose in another hand.
Oh, my goodness.
Your Honor.
And when was the last time he brought you a rose?
Oh, it's been, I think,
Your Honor.
And you were hiding in the closet?
Yes.
So how did you see the 12-pack and the rose?
because he was walking up towards the door. As I see him through the window, I'm saying, here he comes. And he's coming out of his truck with a 12-pack in his hand and a rose in the other hand. The minute she opens the door, I ran into the closet. I can hear the whole conversation. I can see where he's sitting down. He says, wow, you look very nice. Little did he know the clothes she's wearing is my clothes.
He didn't even recognize your clothes?
Could you believe that?
Was she your size, too?
She's my size.
And then what did he say?
And so they're sitting on the couch, in which we had a code word, which was, are you married? Tell me, are you really married? Because she didn't want to take it to the fullest extent. And I told her, take it to where you can have his pants off. Okay? And
you wanted her to...
Yeah.
So, are
because
you a cop?
I wanted the keys to the
Are
truck.
you a cop?
Your Honor.
No, but you
You're
know,
not
I can
an
make a good
undercover
one.
cop?
I can make a good one.
Yeah, you can make a good one.
Yeah.
Joe, you better give her an application for your team. That was pretty good.
Yeah,
So
he
how
was
far did she
super one.
take it?
He fell for it. She took it as far. She got nervous, And she kept telling him, so tell me, are you really married? And he kept saying, no, I'm not married. I don't have no kids. I have girlfriends. I had friends, which were his friends first, and they asked me, so are you guys married? And I said, yes. He says, well, Robert always told me that you guys weren't married.
So
that you guys were just friends.
Why
and that
would
those
you
kids,
trust a stranger? How do you know that she wouldn't have taken it all the way?
He would tell my friends that the kids were not his. They were my kids, but not his.
So why would you trust a stranger?
What do you mean, trust a stranger?
That woman that you set him up with, why'd you trust her?
Because I called my friend and I asked her, find me a friend, someone that he and I don't know.
Right.
Okay.
So she's a stranger.
Yes, she's a stranger.
How do you know she wouldn't have gone all the way?
I wanted her to.
Oh, you didn't care?
I didn't care. I didn't care for him. I wanted to prove that he no longer loved me.
So
he
when
kept
did you come
lying
out
to
the
me,
door?
saying
When did you come out the closet?
when he's rubbing his leg on her, his hand on her, and then she got nervous. She kept looking at me towards the closet.
Was he dressed or undressed?
And if I would have let him, he would have been undressed, okay?
Oh.
And so she got nervous.
Then you jumped out like a genie.
And I come out of the closet and I said, bust it. And then he turns around and looks at me like all nervous. He says, I knew you were going to be here. I knew you were going to be here. Whatever.
So he said he knew it.
Yeah, he knew
Well, how
it.
do you know the friend didn't call him and tell him?
No, because I was on the phone the whole time that he's flirting with him on the phone. He's even saying, she's saying, why don't you come on over? And he says, well, I'm at work, but I'll be there as soon as I'm done here. And then she calls him back. He calls her back, and I'm on the phone listening to all the conversation during the whole time.
Mr. Castillo.
Yes, sir.
Your game is that bad?
Your Honor, yes.
Are you
That's
really
disgusting.
that lame that you guys set
He's
up like
disgusting.
Your Honor, yes, I did fall for it, hook, line, and sinker.
How?
He's disgusting.
This was back in
that? What would interest
1997.
you in a
Yes.
stranger?
Ma'am,
He's disgusting.
The marriage wasn't going all that well. I was being accused a lot. I just gotten a job servicing in the field, copiers. I have to wear a tie, dress nice. She's insecure. She always accusing me, So the marriage wasn't working, going all that well.
Just because you put on a tie and some slacks, she accused you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
He's a joke.
What'd you wear before?
Naked.
I was going to school.
He's a
just
joke.
regular Levi's
So
or
you're
what
saying
have
once you got a job where you were dressing and looking nice like you are today, your wife couldn't handle it?
Yes, she started, feeling insecure, what have you. So the marriage wasn't working. The marriage wasn't going that well. I did fall for
So
the
you
entrapment.
got an offer and you didn't refuse it?
Yes, exactly. I'm only human, Your Honor. I did
you
fall.
know you can cut that out. I'm only human.
Okay. I did fall for the
Because you
entrapment.
can still refuse it just because you're human. A lot of humans refuse those
He's
kind of
that
offers.
sick.
What she said, I was rubbing her leg, that's false. As soon as I walked in the door, sat on the couch, that's when the surprise happened.
No.
So she stopped you before you got a chance to rub her leg?
Yeah, exactly.
Interrupted your play.
Yeah, well, that was back in 1997, ma'am.
Okay.
So what happened after that?
In order to
He
prove that I
was
really...
begging and
Please,
begging
it's
and
my
begging.
turn to speak.
No, Mr. Castillo, I keep order.
Okay, Your Honor, in order to prove that I really did want this marriage to work, we both attended family counseling.
Counseling.
Yes, sorry, excuse me. And I said, I'm sorry. I thought she had forgiven me. I know you can't forget it. Forgive
But you
me.
at least thought you would forgive
Yeah,
me.
exactly. Comes to turn out, she's holding that grudge ever since then. Even
So
after
then what
family
did she do,
counseling.
start to get even?
No. You know what he would say? He would tell me, it's your fault you forgave me. You shouldn't have forgave me. It's your fault.
And so
That's his attitude about it.
That's not right.
Every
That's
time
not-
we get
that's
into an
not
argument,
true.
I'm saying, you know what?
Your Honor,
I
that's
say
not
to
true.
myself,
Now, you're
I say to
talking when
myself,
she's talking.
this is what I say to myself. Why did I do this? Why did I give you another chance? He would say, because you're stupid. Because you're stupid.
Your Honor, that's not true.
This is what he would tell me.
Your Honor,
this
that's
is what
not
he would
true.
tell me.
When divorce court returns, Gloria's witness takes the stand.
So you were dating a married woman?
No.
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 Yes.
Are you involved in a dispute with a neighbor, friend, relative, or business person? Take your case to a new court show and be represented by a prominent attorney. Call 877-777-0099. Divorce court is back in the case of Gloria Montoya as she testifies about Robert asking her to take him back.
Okay, so after you discovered this little titty-tay
We
that you
were separated
interrupted, you separated?
We were separated for 6 months.
And how long did you separate?
But for 6 months. But he kept bugging me. He was always, everywhere I would go, he was there, saying, please take me back. Please.
Because he was still in love.
And then he'd go
Yes.
to my parents, and he begged my parents to talk to me. So my parents got upset at me because I didn't want to work it out. Okay, so then my parents said, if you don't work it out, then I don't want you in the house. So I did it for my parents. We
Your
went
own
back.
parents?
Yes, because they like him a lot. Okay, they like him a lot. But they said, just try to work it out. So we worked it out, and it became, from there, it became abusive. He tried to...
What do you mean by that?
He just destructive. He'll
What do you
break
mean
things in the
destructive?
house. Whenever we get into an argument, things will just break.
pick
The
up things,
table,
start
he'll
throwing
pick up the table.
Your Honor, that's
it'd
not
be
true.
very destructive. And in front of my kids, he would tell my kids, when you guys get girlfriends, that's the way you treat them. Okay?
Oh,
Your
no,
Honor,
you didn't
Your
do
Honor,
that.
that's not true. Your Honor,
it's
that
true.
is not
It
true.
is true, Robert.
That is
By
not
breaking
true.
things and destroying things in the
Destroying
house?
things and
how long
shoving
did this
me
take on?
shoving me, and then he would say, this is what you do when you get mad at your girlfriend.
Do you have a son?
I have
That
two
is
boys.
not- that is not
I have
And this
two
is what he
boys.
was teaching them.
Yes.
That is
And
not
I
true.
said,
You
you know
went through
what?
this for 4
You got
years?
this from your father, because my parents are not like that. His
Yeah,
father's
she-
very destructive.
she put
So
up-
don't talk about other people's parents. We're not going there.
She always does
But
that.
that's what he told my kids. Okay? And
Your Honor,
Ms.
that's...
Castillo, did you hit your wife?
No, Your Honor, that's
Did you
not
push
true.
her?
No, Your Honor.
Did you shove her?
No, there was a time where I had to call the police on her because she's no longer on my lease. She left the home, so she's no longer on the lease.
But my
You're
property.
talking about since you separated.
Yes,
But I'm
exactly.
talking about before
well,
then.
that's what I'm talking about. You asked me if I've ever pushed her.
Have you ever laid a hand on me, Robert?
Ms. Montoya, he's answering my question.
I've tried holding her back, and the police were called. I just basically.
So it became a violent situation as well.
Even before.
Any restraining orders here?
No.
Okay, before you leave here, find out how to get one. And if you say it's Mrs. Montoya, that's the violent one, before you leave here, you talk to the counselor and find out how to get a restraining order.
Yeah,
I advise both of you that domestic violence is a crime, and you could be arrested, and you could go to jail. And not only that, you could be taken from your children.
Yes.
I'm finished with that. I'm finished with that subject.
Okay.
A word to the wise is sufficient. That's if you're wise.
Yes, understood. Your Honor, this is the second time she abandons my two
No, it's
children
not.
and
So
I.
she's left
No,
the
it's
house
not.
with this man.
No, the first
no.
time we lived up in Reno, Nevada.
I left with my kids. My kids
she
came
left.
with
Ms.
me.
Montoya,
She left, and she left my boys there
He's
for
lying.
me to
He's
take
lying.
care of.
and that's happened again.
He
And
is
now
lying.
it's happened again.
He is
And you have
lying.
And now
custody
she
of the
comes
children.
back
No,
and
he
has
doesn't
the
have custody
audacity
of
to
my
ask me
kids.
for child support when
No, he doesn't.
my children live with
No,
me.
my kids live with
Ms.
me.
Montoya, be quiet until he finishes.
My children live with me. I provide for them. They each have a bedroom in my home. Well, now they share a bedroom because I had to bring in a roommate, but they still have their own bedroom, to where she wants to take them out of that environment and put them into a one-bedroom where my kids sleep in the living room. That's not an example. I want to
You
see
took
my
my kids
kids.
So
Stand,
you're
Robert.
saying that the children are with you and you're taking care of
Yes,
them?
the
No, they're
children
not.
are with me.
He's lying.
They visit her. I don't
visit
keep
you.
I don't
You
keep
don't
them
even
away.
feed 'em.
Ms. Montoya,
I don't keep
He
them
doesn't
away.
even have money to feed them.
Man,
I heard you. You say he doesn't feed them.
I do feed them. I do provide for them. They've been not legally, but they've been in my custody. I've
Well,
been
I
taking
hear,
care of
according to these
since-
court papers, not here, I read, Mrs. Montoya said that you don't have any money because you spent all of yours on gambling.
No, ma'am, that is not
I
right.
can tell you another thing.
Your
He
Honor.
won't come and pick them up when it's time, when they're with me, okay? And then a weekend comes, my son decides, I want to go stay with my dad for the weekend. He tells me, I don't have any gas in the car. You got to bring him to me. That's every time. Two nights ago.
Your Honor.
So what's your position, Mr. Castillo?
Your Honor.
There's another man there and you're not doing anything.
No,
And
the
that's
thing
exactly.
is,
I said,
please,
don't you have a
she asked
roommate
me
that can help
question.
you out? And he
you're-
says that's none of your concern. I said,
I better let her get all hers out.
Okay, no problem.
Finish it.
go ahead.
Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, the children stay with me, and
children
they
don't-
they
You told
go,
me that.
Yes, they go back and forth. Okay, they go back and forth. When they're with me, I make sure to provide for them. They're fed, whatever. I never give her a call and ask her for no money or come over here and drop this off. She picks them up and takes them to her home, and she wants me to drive out of the way to do her a favor. Can you do me a favor? After I find out that she just broke into my house, had my boy go in my home.
For
and,
what?
You were in my bedroom.
You're going into another subject now.
Okay,
Let
well,
me hear from
he
either
is.
way,
Yeah,
either
he
way,
is.
either way.
Let me
Either
hear.
way.
Let me hear from this witness before he has a stroke over here, because he's just about to choke. Come
That's the
forward.
reason my marriage is.
No,
Your Honor?
no, you're the reason.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Paul Mendez, Your Honor. She did not abandon the kids. The kids stay with us. The kids have said that they would rather
Stay with
almost
How
stay
old
with
are these kids?
11,
11
and 9.
10. Your Honor.
11.
He doesn't.
I asked one simple question. How old are the kids?
11 and
You don't
9.
even know how, you can't agree on how old your kids are?
Yes.
11 and 9?
Yes.
You want to tell me something else?
I just want to say that she did not abandon her kids, and I do help with her providing the kids
So
when they're staying with me.
how did it happen? You were his best friend.
No.
You were his friend.
No.
You were never his friend.
No.
Mr. Castillo, that's the problem. You thought the man was your friend and he wasn't.
Exactly, Your Honor. I mean,
So how did your car end up in his driveway and he's taking care of it?
It was in her house when she was staying with him.
Oh, you were her friend?
Yes. Yes, Your
Never
Honor.
his friend?
No, Your Honor.
So you were dating a married woman?
No, no, no.
No.
yes.
Well, what do you mean it was at her house when she was staying with him? She wasn't just staying with him. She's married
Paul
to
and I
him.
have been friends for years. Every time I had a problem, he was there to listen to me.
Then
Every
why
time.
did you marry Paul?
Okay.
I almost wish she did because...
Why didn't you marry Paul instead of Robert?
Oh, maybe we will after we get a divorce.
But my point is once you married Robert, Mr. Paul, who'd been your friend, shouldn't have always been there. That was a problem.
No, that wasn't a problem.
Okay, if you think so.
When divorce court returns, the judge renders her verdict.
I want to know where the children live
With me.
Your Honor.
And an update on the case of Andrea Bradley versus Nadir Bradley.
Look at Ayana. Tight-fitting dresses, blouses showing all of her cleavage. Her breasts is just about hanging out.
Divorce court will be back in session in a moment. Divorce court is back in the case of Robert Castillo versus Gloria Montoya as her witness testifies about their troubled marriage.
Go on, Mr. Mendez. What else you have to say?
Just that, you know...
Yeah, this man tricked enough to think he was a friend.
I just think this marriage was over long before I came in the picture, Your Honor. And,
You were in the picture long before him, so she says.
No, this marriage, I'm sure, was over long before I came into the picture.
When did he become your
I
friend?
met him in 97. He started doing this in 95.
So throughout the whole...
I met him
you
when
said-
we worked together at the hospital.
And you knew she was a married woman, and you're saying my car was at her house while she was living with him.
My
so you
car-
dismissed him as her husband.
My car's only been there a couple of months, Your Honor.
Okay. So what else you want to tell me? That she
That's-
hasn't abandoned her children. They live with you.
They come over and they have real good time at my house. They're comfortable with me. I like her kids.
There's a difference in come over and live with me. Where do the children go to school from? From whose house?
My house. My oldest is going to school just 3 blocks away from our house.
All right, Mr. Mendez, you don't have anything to say. Sit down.
Your Honor, what she's
I don't
done...
know who the children live with.
Okay, Your Honor, what she's done is she...
Wait a minute, but what significance is that? Is somebody asking for support?
I'm asking for support because they're staying with me.
No,
And you're asking
Okay.
for support because they're staying with
No,
you.
they're
Your
staying
Honor,
with me. They're
it's,
staying with
I'm
me.
just saying that it's not...
No, since-
she has
since
the audacity
November.
to
Hold
ask...
on a second. I want to know where the children live
with me, Your Honor.
So since the children live with you and the children live with you, when they live with you, you support them. When they live with you, you
No.
support them. Case dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Rise.
When divorce court returns, an update on the case of Andrea Bradley versus Nadir Bradley.
He liked the way I dressed. He used to ask me to walk in front of him just so he could look at my butt.
Birds of a feather flock together.
Oh, you better know the birds of a feather flock together because you sure were flocking with her cheating on your wife, weren't you?
Closed captioning for divorce court provided by. Are you involved in a dispute with a neighbor, friend, relative, or business person? To appear before a real judge on a new court show, call 877-777-0099. And now for an update on a previous case in divorce court. Nadir Bradley said he could no longer tolerate his wife Andrea's way of dressing.
Tight-fitting dresses, blouses showing all of her cleavage. I mean, look at Ayana. Her breasts is just about hanging out. Hoochie Mama shorts, Daisy Dukes booty cutters, you know.
He liked the way I dressed. He used to ask me to walk in front of him just so he could look at my butt.
Birds of a feather flock together.
Oh, you better know the birds of a feather flock together because you sure were flocking with her cheating on your wife, weren't you?
Andrea told the judge that Nadir cut up all her clothes because he disapproved of her sexy outfits. The judge ordered him to pay her $400. After leaving court, Andrea decided she wanted to change her image to a more sophisticated look. She went on a shopping spree and bought a new wardrobe of conservative, loose-fitting clothes. She says she is trying to be a better role model to her child and has even given up going to the clubs. Nadir recently broke up with his girlfriend, but he looks forward to remarrying in the near future.
She had the audacity to ask me for child support when they're living with me.
I was just so upset that I'm not happy with this at all.
I don't have anything against marriage. I would even like to try it again, just with the right person.
He's going to get his back. He's going to get his.
Thanks, Paul. You really took my headache away. That's your headache, Paul. Honestly, that's what I feel.